So this will be a quick video which covers my opinions and the highlights of the Q3 2021 investor presentation for Rocket Lab USA. Of course, as always, I'm not a financial advisor and this presentation contains forward-looking statements which are described in more detail in the presentation itself. Rocket Lab increased their backlog to a figure of $237 million as it stands today, which shows a growing backlog of demand as on the 30th of September, this backlog was just $141 million. This backlog includes new contracts which are shown on screen. Some interesting deals include NASA missions to observe Mars with 2 Photon spacecraft, multiple study and development contracts with US government customers, and a 5-launch deal with Kinesis. To further demonstrate the demand for their operations, Rocket Lab's repeat customers include the US government, Astro Digital, Millennium Space Systems, and more. As I've covered in another video, Rocket Lab has importantly been awarded a $24 million Space Force contract to develop the upper stage of the Electron, which demonstrates Rocket Lab is likely to become a part of the National Security Space Launch Program, given the Neutron is successful in the future. In terms of acquisitions, Rocket Lab had just gained $777 million from private investment in public equity and cash after their SPAC merger. Therefore, they have seen 2 appropriate opportunities for acquisition so far. The first of which is Advanced Solutions, which is an established firm with 20 years of experience serving many large customers, such as US governmental bodies and other firms. Planetary System is the second firm agreed to be acquired by Rocket Lab, which seems to be a bit more exciting to me. This is expected to finish in Q4 as it's just agreed at this stage. They're an industry leader in spacecraft separation systems and viewed as a standard for US government small satellite missions, showing Rocket Lab's eyes on the ball as they focus on this small satellite market. As I'm sure many of you are aware, 2 missions for Black Sky Global will be taking place very soon, in which the first mission will incorporate an important helicopter operation to attempt aerial capture and reusability. This will be an event to watch out for and will likely serve as a catalyst as to whether Rocket Lab rockets up or comes crashing down in terms of their stock, RKLB. Into a brief look at the financials, revenue is heavily dependent on launch services, however space systems is a growing field. Due to the growth of space systems revenue, Q3 revenue exceeded expectations slightly at $5.3 million compared to the projected $4 to $5 million. If you're wondering why revenues are down so much, it's due to COVID restrictions in New Zealand, which are now at a stage which allow for launch services to resume. Perhaps one of the more important things I would take from revenue in terms of a bullish sentiment is that Q4 revenue is expected to be between $23 and $25 million, which isn't too far away from the revenue produced in the whole 9 months up to date, which was $35 million. This shows revenue is expected to start growing quickly once again. Research and development has grown tremendously, however selling, general and administrative costs have increased immensely. These costs are suggested to be down due to specific de-SPAC costs, for example. Of course, it shouldn't be a surprise that Rocket Lab is still burning money, especially considering that COVID restrictions that were in place. However, the adjusted EBITDA doesn't show as great a story as the revenue, in which is at the low end of guidance from the previous quarter or half of the year, sitting at around $17.5 million. Still within the expectations though, which were between $17 and $20 million, I do believe. I focused upon revenue mainly as this is what I see as most important at the moment. However, gross margins are expected to improve significantly due to factors shown on screen, such as a decreased stock-based compensation and less de-SPAC transaction costs in the future. Q4 adjusted EBITDA is expected to improve compared to this quarter to around $9 to $11 million. Thanks for watching. Of course, you can find the investor presentation in the description below. I encourage you to have a look yourself and discuss the results in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe if you found this video useful.